Good morning, members. We're here today for the 25th Annual General Meeting of South Wales Fire and Rescue Authority. It's Monday the 14th of June 2021, and I'll move to the first item on the agenda, which is apologies of absence. So I've only received from members one apology for absence, which is Councillor Mark Spencer, and to advise members that Sally Chapman, the Deputy Chief Officer, Director of Corporate Services, who's also our monitoring officer, has provided her apologies for today's meeting. So I need to start first of all by carrying out a roll call for members. So Councillor Hodgins.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Councillor Hodgins, morning. Councillor Shaw.
Yes, present.
Thank you. Councillor White.
Present.
Councillor Davies. I can see Tudor there. I think you might be on mute at the moment. Councillor Ellsbury.
Yeah, I'm present, although I'm on an unstable internet connection apparently, so I might be floating in and out the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Hussey.
Present.
Councillor Ali.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Ibrahim.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Lister.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Norton.
Here.
Councillor Williams.
Present.
Councillor Colbran.
Yes, present.
Thank you. Councillor Brown.
Yes, present.
Councillor Smith. Councillor Smith, do we still have you online? No, we appear to have lost Councillor Smith briefly. We have had apologies from Councillor Spencer. Councillor Thomas.
Present.
Councillor Bradwick.
Yes, you. Headquarters.
Thank you. Councillor Morgans.
Present. Good morning.
Good morning. Councillor Holmes.
In attendance.
Thank you. Councillor Roberts. No, we still don't appear to have Councillor Roberts online. Councillor Evans.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Molson.
Present.
Thank you. Councillor Drake.
Present.
And Councillor Jarvie.
Present.
Thank you. So that completes the roll call for members. For the benefit of the minutes and for members as well, in meeting room 8, as well as Councillor Bradwick, we also have a Hugh J. Quaid, Chief Fire Officer, Chris Barton, Treasurer, Acting ACO Director Corporate Services, Geraint Thomas, our Secretariat member who's taken the minutes for us today, Chris Conker, and myself, Sarah Watkins, as the Deputy Monitoring Officer. In meeting room 7, we then have Dowie Rose, Assistant Chief Fire Officer, Director of Service Delivery. We also have Richard Prendergast, Assistant Chief Fire Officer, Director of Technical Services, and Alison Reid, who is the Assistant Chief Officer, Director of People Services. So that completes the roll call. Who's just joined? Oh, Councillor Roberts, I believe you've just joined us.
Yes.
Welcome. Right, I'll now move on to agenda item number 2, which is the declaration of interests. Do any members have declarations of interest that they would like to declare for this morning's meeting?
No.
No?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'll take that as a no for all the members. Councillor Brown.
Yeah, I just, we normally sign a sheet on that, so I presume the same will apply in relation to our own local authority.
Yes, that always applies for every meeting, Councillor Brown.
Okay, thank you.
So, thank you.
If I can just get some clarity, my firm sometimes supplies transport facilities to a company that supplies equipment sort of to the authority. I have declared it previous if that needs to be made a note of.
That has been noted previously. Thank you, Councillor Hodgins.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lovely. So I just have to read this paragraph. Members of the Fire and Rescue Authority are reminded of their personal responsibility to declare both orally and in writing any personal or prejudicial interest in respect of matters contained in this agenda in accordance with the provisions of the Local Government Act 2000, the Fire and Rescue Authority Standing Orders and the Members' Code of Conduct. Apologies, members, I should have read that out first before I asked for any additional declarations of interest, but we've caught up with that now. Moving on now to our first substantive item for the agenda, and that is the election of the Chairperson of the Fire Authority for the municipal year 2021-22. Could I please receive nominations?
Councillor Tudor Davis, please.
Thank
And I
you.
second that, please.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? No? So if what we will do, I'll have to go through a roll call with all members for each of these items that are being voted on. So in the case of Councillor Tudor Davies being nominated as Chairperson of the Fire and Rescue Authority, Councillor Hodgins.
Yes, I'm in agreement with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Shaw.
Yes, move re-elect. Yes, in agreement.
Thank you. Councillor White.
In agreement.
Councillor Davies.
I agree.
Councillor Ellsbury.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Hussey.
Agree.
Councillor Ali.
In favour.
Councillor Ibrahim.
In favour.
Councillor Lister.
In favour.
Councillor Norton.
I'm for.
Councillor Williams.
In favour.
Thank you. Councillor Colbran.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Brown.
In favour.
Is Councillor Smith back online? Not yet. Councillor Thomas.
In favour.
Councillor Bradwick.
In favour.
Thank you. Councillor Morgans.
In favour.
Councillor Holmes.
In favour.
Councillor Roberts.
In favour.
Councillor Evans.
In favour.
Councillor Molson.
In favour.
Councillor Drake.
In favour.
And Councillor Jarvie.
In favour.
Thank you, members. So I can declare that was unanimous, and Councillor Tudor Davies is duly elected as Chair of the Fire Authority.
Right. Can I thank everyone for their support again? Much obliged to you. We haven't had a very good year, as you appreciate, but let's hope things get better. I will now go on to the next item, which is the selection of the Deputy Vice Chair. And I move Councillor Bradwick. Is that seconded?
Seconded.
Second.
Any other nomination, please? No other nomination? Sarah, please.
Thank you. Councillor Hodgins.
Yeah, I agree with that, please.
Councillor Shaw.
Yes, in favour, Chair.
Councillor White.
In agreement.
Councillor Davies.
Agree.
Councillor Ellsbury.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Hussey.
In favour.
Councillor Ali.
In
Councillor
favour.
Ali. Thank you. Councillor Ibrahim.
In favour.
Councillor Lister.
In favour.
Councillor Norton.
In favour.
Councillor Williams.
In favour.
Councillor Colbrand.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Brown.
In favour.
Councillor Smith. Councillor Smith still not online at present. Councillor Thomas.
In favour.
Councillor Bradwick.
Favour, yes.
Thank you.
Change what you said.
Councillor Morgans.
In favour.
Thank you. Councillor Holmes.
In favour.
Councillor Roberts.
In favour.
Councillor Evans.
In favour.
Councillor Molson.
In favour.
Councillor Drake.
In favour.
And Councillor Jarvie.
In favour.
Thank you, members. Again, that was unanimous.
Diolch yn fawr members, diolch yn fawr. So thank you ever so much for my full support. It's my 14th year on the Fire Authority and the 9th year as a deputy, and I still believe this is the best fire authority in the whole of the United Kingdom. Definitely. Yeah.
Right, congratulations then, Steve. Partnership continues for a 10th year. So, yes, it's been a fantastic journey. We all agree with that. Interesting, but anyway, going on to the next item 5, which is to agree the committee membership of the municipal year 2021 to 22 on page 7.
Thank you, Chair. There are two aspects to this paper. Traditionally, the Finance Audit Performance Management Committee it is a non-politically balanced committee. However, this requires unanimous approval of the Fire Authority for this. For new members' benefit, this is so that each unitary authority of the Fire Authority is represented in the committee to will note in Appendix 2, page 11 of this report, details each of the members that sat in the committees in the last municipal year for 2020-21. The yellow highlighted area in Appendix 2 shows the non-returning members. For information, Councillor Alan Jones has been replaced by Councillor Sue Molson, and Councillor Jack Harries has been replaced by Councillor Susan Morgans. Chair, if we can deal with each of these resolutions in turn, that would be appreciated.
Well, we'll deal with Appendix 1 because that's the Finance Audit and Performance Management Committee. Could I, on behalf of the... I'm still there, am I? On behalf of the Fire Authority, can I welcome Sue and Suzanne onto the Management Committee? Welcome, both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I've already contacted Jackie and Alan personally, but I will be sending a letter to them both thanking them for their service, okay? So we'll have that recorded, all right? Right, the question now is on Appendix 1, is either political balanced or non-political balanced. Historically, we've gone for the non-political one to make sure that every authority has got a member on this committee, the 10.
Yeah, I agree with that, Chair.
Which option, please?
We're second that, yeah.
Thank you. I'll just complete the...
So,
Stephen Evans seconded, Tudor.
You vote on that now, right?
Okay, so I'll go through again.
Anyone against that? Let's be as simple as that. No, wait a minute. Anyone against that policy of every authority have a member on that committee? All agree? Anyone against?
No one's indicating against, Chair.
No.
So I take that as accepted then, okay. There's a list there of the members. One change there already been said that Susan Morgan comes on for Jack Harries. Any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate her.
No other nominations? Pardon? Any other nominations for that position, for the membership of that committee?
No.
So that's
I move.
endorsed, okay? Right, then we go to the next item, which is representatives on the local pension board. The members on there, as read, Councillor Bradwick, Councillor White and Councillor Ball-Smith and Councillor Brown. Anyone, any other nominations for that, please? No other nomination? Someone move except the 4 members?
I move, Chair.
Green, yeah.
Is that seconded?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Right. As there's no other nominations, anyone against those 4 members? No. We take it as read then, they are accepted. Then we go to the HR Equalities Committee members. As already mentioned, Alan Jones is no longer on the authority and Hugh Malson takes his place. Any other nominations on this committee? No? No. Someone move we accept the membership of the HR Equalities Committee. Is that seconded?
Yes, I'll second it. David White.
Right, we will now take a vote on that, Sarah.
You want to do a roll call now, Tudor?
Yes, please, on that committee.
Absolutely.
One, yes.
So we'll start again. Councillor Hodgins. Councillor Hodgins? Okay, we'll move on. Councillor Shaw?
Yes, agree membership as stated. Thank you.
Councillor White?
In agreement.
Councillor Davies?
Agree.
Councillor Ellsbury?
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Hussey?
Yes, agree.
Yes, agree.
Councillor Ali? Councillor Ali? Councillor Ibrahim?
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Lister?
In favour.
Councillor Norton?
In support.
Councillor Williams?
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Colbrand?
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Brown?
In favour.
Councillor Smith? Councillor Thomas?
In favour.
Councillor Bradwick?
In favour.
Councillor Morgans?
In favour.
Councillor Holmes?
In favour.
Councillor Roberts?
In favour.
Councillor Evans?
In favour.
Councillor Molson?
In favour.
Councillor Drake?
In favour.
And Councillor Jarvie.
In favour.
That was unanimous again, Chair.
Thank you, Sarah. Then we go to the Standards Committee, elected members, additional independent members. Councillor Glyn Holmes will replace Councillor Jack Harries. That's the only change. We agree endorse those members on Standards Committee.
I agree with that, Chair.
Seconded.
I agree.
Thank you.
I'll second
I
it.
agree.
Right. Thank you very much. We all agree? Anyone against? No. Right, then we go to item 6. The election of the chairperson is background from someone. Right. The election of the chairperson for the Finance Audit and Performance Management Committee from its committee members for the municipal year 2021-22 on page 13. Obviously, anyone who can move and second and vote on this are members of that committee, which you've got a list. Could I have a nomination, please, for the chair? Nomination for the chair, please, or the finance and audit.
I'd like to nominate Steve Evans, please.
Nominate Steve. I'd like to nominate Steve Evans. I'd like to nominate Steve Evans. Can you hear me? I am David White.
Right, are you moving it, Dave?
I'm moving Steve Evans.
Are you moving it?
Yes. Yes, Chair.
And seconder?
I'll second that. Yeah.
Okay. Right, any other nominations? No other nominations? Right. Sarah, now have a vote of the 10 members of that committee, please.
Thank you. So, Councillor Hodgins.
I'd agree with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor White.
I agree.
Councillor Hussey. Thank you. Councillor Ibrahim.
Agree.
Councillor Colbrand.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Smith.
Support. I am here.
Thank you. Councillor Smith.
Support.
Thank you. Councillor Spencer isn't here. Councillor Morgans.
Agree.
Thank you. And Councillor Molson.
Agree.
And Councillor Drake.
In favour.
Thank you. And that was unanimous.
Thank you. Then we go back to item 7, the election of the Deputy Chairperson for the Finance and Audit and Performance Management Committee from its committee members for the municipal year 2021 to 22. Nomination, please.
I'd like to nominate David White, please.
If you move David White, is a seconder to that?
I'll second that.
Right. Any other nominations from the 10 members? If not, Sarah, please go through the vote again, please.
Thank you. Councillor Hodgins.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Councillor White. Thank you. Councillor Hussey. Thank you, Councillor Hussey. Councillor Ibrahim.
Yes, happy.
Thank you. Councillor Colbrand.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Smith.
Support.
Thank you. Councillor Morgans.
Agree.
And Councillor Molson.
Agree.
And Councillor Drake.
In favour.
Thank you. That was unanimous.
Thank you for that. Then we go to item 8, the election of the Chairperson of H&R Equalities Committee from the committee members of the municipal year 2021 to 22. Nomination, please.
Move Pam Drake.
Move Pam Drake. Not
I was
seconded.
Yeah.
Any other nominations from those members of that committee? Thank you. Sarah, please.
Councillor Shaw.
Yes, in favour.
Councillor Hussey. Thank you. Councillor Ali. No. Councillor Ali? No. Councillor Lister.
In favour.
Councillor Thomas.
In favour.
Councillor Holmes.
Agreed.
Councillor Roberts.
Agree.
Councillor Evans.
In favour.
Councillor Molson.
Agree.
Councillor Drake.
In favour.
Councillor Ellsbury.
In favour.
Councillor Hodgins.
In favour.
Councillor Norton.
In favour.
Councillor Colbrand.
Yes, in favour.
And Councillor Jarvie.
In favour.
Oh,
Right,
Councillor
Alvin.
Ali. Sorry, Tudor, can we just go back to Councillor Ali?
Yes.
Are you in favour?
Yes, I'm in favour. I said I'm having some problem with my IP. I'm giving late response. Thank you.
Thank you. Apologies, Tudor. That was unanimous.
Much obliged, thank you. Then we go item 9, the election of the Deputy Chairperson for the HR and Equalities Committee from its committee members for the municipal year 2021 to 22 on page 19. Could I have a nomination, please?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Vaughan Roberts, please.
And I will second that, Chair.
That's seconded. Any other nominations from the members of that committee? Right, Sarah, please go for the vote.
Councillor Shaw?
In favour.
Councillor Hussey? Thank you, indicating yes. Councillor Ali?
Favour.
Thank you. Councillor Lister?
In favour.
Thank you. Councillor Thomas?
In favour.
Councillor Holmes?
Agreed.
Councillor Roberts?
Agree.
Councillor Evans?
In favour.
Councillor Molson?
Agree.
Councillor Drake?
In favour.
Councillor Ellsbury?
In favour.
Councillor Hodgins?
In favour.
Councillor Norton?
In favour.
Councillor Colbran?
Yes, in favour.
And Councillor Jarvie.
In favour.
Thank you. Again, that was unanimous.
Hi.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
am being called up twice to vote. Councillor
Who's that?
Councillor Ibrahim. Am I not on the list of the latest ones?
Sarah?
Yes, sorry, Tudor?
Someone making a comment that they haven't been able to vote for the last two. Who is it again, please?
Councillor Ibrahim. Name haven't been called.
All right.
I was in favour.
Councillor Ibrahim isn't on the HR and Equalities Committee, to my knowledge.
Right. That's clarified. Right, then we go to item 10 to agree the appointment of representatives on other groups outside the bodies for the municipal year 2021-22 on page 21. Sarah?
Thank you. So this paper relates to nominations to other bodies and outside groups. You will see in Appendix 1 the list of either the roles or the individuals who undertook that representation in the last municipal year. Looking at Appendix 1, you'll see that the FAPM scrutiny group, there were 2 outgoing members. And then similarly, you'll see on the Community Safety Partnership, each unitary authority is represented and there is an outgoing member listed for Rhondda Cannon Taff. So this is to agree the membership of those groups.
Well, can I take it on the representations on the Finance Asset Performance Management Scrutiny Committee? There'll be changes. Councillor Bradwick will be coming off. Councillor Steve Evans is coming off. Councillor Pam Drake is coming off. And Councillor Alvin Roberts will be coming off. Councillor Ashley Lister will be going on. Councillor Ali, Councillor Holmes, Councillor Malson, and Councillor Morgan will replace them. Of course, 2 of those replaced Councillor Jack Harris and Councillor Jones. So we note any other recommendations for any changes? No other changes? So I move that we accept those memberships. Is that second?
I second that, Chair. Yeah.
Right. Now the chair and vice chair will be elected at the first meeting of the scrutiny committee. Okay. Then we go to the Community Safety Partnership representatives. Jack Harris, as we already said, will be off, and Councillor Sue Morgan will be on. Hugh, are they having these meetings? Hugh, please.
Yes, it's a really complicated landscape at the moment with the advent of the Wellbeing and Future Generations Act, and the some PSBs are integrating the community safety partnerships into PSBs. Others have standalone community safety partnerships, and it is dependent on the partnership. Sorry?
Sorry, Hugh, we couldn't hear it. Yeah.
Okay, it's really complicated, Chair. The PSB landscape has really complicated the partnership working. And whilst the Crime and Disorder Act brought in community safety partnerships, it is different in different places. So I will I will make sure members are kept up to date on their respective areas. But it is complicated, and with the move within the Gwent area to a single PSB, we will need to see what that landscape for local partnerships and relationships look like going forward. I'll make sure that the respective group managers for the areas touch base and keep members up to date with anything within the CSP arena. But it is quite complicated, Chair.
All right, thank you. Right, anyone else moving any recommendations for any other names to go on that committee? No. Can I move then that we endorse the membership of those partnership representatives? Is that seconded?
Second, Chair.
Seconded?
Yeah, seconded. Yeah.
It's seconded, right?
Yeah, I second it, Chair.
Sarah?
So we'll do a roll call on that one.
Sarah?
Councillor? Yes, Chair? Can you hear me, Tudor?
Pardon? Yes,
Can you hear me, Tudor?
Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Well, so we're on. All right, we're on the same line.
So we'll do a roll call on that membership then, Chair, yes?
Well, is anyone... Well, it's straightforward. As far as each authority has selected their own. Anyone against those members? Anyone at all? Vote? No. We take it then. Everyone agrees. There's no all right. Nothing. No one's against. Then we go representative of the WLJ, the chairman of the authority, representatives on the LGA, chairman of the fire authority, and then we go to representatives on the innovation and awards panel. Steve, you wanted to make a Steve Broderick?
Yes. Yes, thank you, Chair. I'd like to come off this committee. It's a really good committee. It meets now on the odd hoc, but I'd rather another member go on it in my place. So if any member would like to put their name forward to go on this committee, I'm more than welcome to accept that, definitely.
Any member from the Labour group? Volunteer?
I'll volunteer, Chair, if you want.
Right, Steve, thank you.
Yeah.
Steve Evans. Any others? All agree that we put Steve Evans on instead of Steve Broderick?
Yep.
Right. No one against that. Thank you very much. Then we go to page 25. And this is your diary for the next 12 months.
Yeah. Thank you, Tudor. In Appendix 1 on this
Endorse
paper...
Someone move?
Yeah, move, yes. Move, yeah.
I will second it. Yeah.
Chair, wasn't Sarah going to point
Anyone
something out in
against?
Appendix 1 then, Chair?
Anyone against?
Chair?
No. Settlement, yes, all right.
Chair, wasn't Sarah going to point something out in Appendix 1?
Tudor, could I just let members know that on Appendix 1, with the exception of the presentation evening, this was provisionally planned for the 8th of July of 2021, but due to the ongoing restrictions, other arrangements are going to have to be made. So just for members' awareness.
Well, funny enough, I was going to ask that question because with this extension supposed to be announced today as well, I can't see us having it on that date. So you preempted the question, all right. So we note that, okay?
Thank
in November, here, isn't it?
We need to remain flexible and agile with some of our larger events like pass-out parades, presentation evenings, and the carol service and the like, and we'll just make sure that we continue to operate in a COVID-secure working environment for staff and members.
Yeah, normally it was in November, wasn't it? I was a bit surprised to see it in July, but
in June.
Anyway, we've got to keep an eye on it.
Chair, Councillor Brown is indicating that she'd like to speak.
Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I'd just like to say, I mean, what's the programme with regard to sort of virtual and, people attending in presence? Is it going to be a mixture for a while?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you all of it.
I'm happy to do it. Councillor Davies. Councillor Brown was asking about the future arrangements for Fire and Rescue Authority meetings.
You're part of it.
Sorry, shall I try again? Yeah, it was just a question.
Yes, go on then.
It was just a question of how long there'll be a continuation of meetings, either with members present or virtually, or a mixture of the two, and sort of what the programme of that was going to be, if we know at all. Because I think at the moment, for example, at the end of June, I think I've got a meeting in my own local authority that is partially virtual and partially in attendance. Thank you.
Okay, would you like me to cover that?
I think we're going to watch this space and see how we go. Yes, but at the end of the day, go on then.
Yes, we're presently looking at upgrading some of our facilities here within HQ to enable us to have more hybrid meetings in the future. At the moment, we are predominantly holding virtual meetings, but we will, of course, advise members accordingly as we progress.
I mean, the next meeting now with the Fire Authority is the 19th of July.
I think there is a pensions meeting on the 1st.
Oh, just saying, there are other committee meetings in between as well.
Yeah. There's a pensions meetings on the 1st of July, which is why I was asking the question, Chair. Thank you.
Well, we'll have to wait.
I am aware, Councillor Brown, of the meeting on the 1st of July. Yes, I will be attending in person, actually, in headquarters.
Anyone else? Dave White, you wanted to come in?
Facilities are improved within the Fire Authority in regards to virtual meetings, because, as we all know, that's going to be the way forward now, post-COVID. But Councillor Brown asked my question.
Well, we have to wait and see. As I say, we've got to watch this space and see how things are going. I mean, I think myself personally, the 19th meeting, I think will still be as we're doing now. If they are going to change and extend it for another month from the 21st. But that's a matter for the officers to come forward and recommend to us what they feel they can do and what they can't do.
Well, my apologies, the 19th. My daughter's getting married.
Is she?
Yeah. But I
no,
don't
wonder
have my apologies.
no wonder you're smiling with all the costs of that then. Anyway, wish you all the best from us. Anyone else got any comments or questions? Just on the point of the scrutiny committee, which we've had a lot of reports up until, well, still in the pipeline at the moment. As you may remember, the last Fire Authority meeting, we agreed that we refer it back to the HR and to the Finance Committee for them to consider any other options, and there was 2 options still on the table at that time. So therefore, the time factor wasn't there to deal with that. So this will be picked up, obviously, during this municipal year now. So we'll see where we go from there. Anything else? Hugh, anything you want to update?
No, thanks, Chair, and welcome to members back for the municipal year, and welcome to new members as well, Councillor Malson and Councillor Morgans. And if there's anything that you would like, please just ask. And if you'd like to meet myself and the rest of the management team, give us a shout. We can arrange something on Teams, and I like as well. I think Councillor Brown has indicated, Chair, that she'd want.
Yeah, I can see it. Yes, Louise.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. My understanding was that it was going back to the Finance Management Committee, but also HR and the Finance Scrutiny Committee as well. Thank you.
Well, yeah, sorry, yes, and it will go through as they went through the last time.
Yes, thank you very much. Just to clarify that point.
Yes, that's all right. Anyone else? Right. If there's no other member wants to speak or any officers, it's a nice day. I feel we all want to rush off down the beach now.
Chair, before you go, Chair, I'm staying in headquarters now. I'm going to attend with the Chief roll call this morning. Yeah.
So this morning, Chair, we've got a minute silence at 12 o'clock for a colleague Chief Fire Officer that passed away last week. Fire Officer Paul Fuller. We're having a minute silence at midday, which is wholly appropriate for an officer that served for 42 years in the fire service. And coincidentally, tragically as well, that is his 4th anniversary since the Grenfell tragedy today as well. So a very sad day in fire and rescue service terms as well. So I appreciate Councillor Bradford coming in for the parade as well for that. Thank you.
Can we have, Sarah, can we have that noted, please, in the minutes?
Certainly, we'll note that.
On the 2 aspects which you just mentioned, all right?
Yes.
Okay then. Thanks everyone for turning up. Look forward to seeing you for the next 12 months and see where we go.